picked the wrong car.
Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. It is 2:40 in the morning. The Rivian is reporting negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit. The Teslas are reporting negative 18 degrees Fahrenheit. Either way, really cold. What's that, minus 25, 27 degrees Celsius? So really chilly, almost minus 30. And we have two Model 3s that we've parked next to each other. The one on the left is a 2019 with the PTC heater, and the one on the right, I believe, is a 2021. Could be, somewhere around there, but has the heat pump. Thank you. It's cold. And we're basically running around tonight doing a whole bunch of cold weather experiments with a whole bunch of electric cars. And one of them that we wanted to do was heat pump versus PTC heater. So I don't know which one's going to be faster to warm up, but that's going to be the premise. Alyssa's going to take a car. I'm going to take a car. We have thermometers in each car, and they're cold soaked right now. So they're down to ambient. That's negative 18 in the cabins. They've been sitting for hours, for 5-6 hours out there. I've actually left the windows cracked on them as well, just to really get everything cold. And we're going to roll up the windows, put the heat on max high, as hot as it'll go, and we'll see which one feels the most comfortable the quickest. We'll have thermometers in the back seat, in theory, if they work, as well as the front seat to give a good impression across the car. This is not scientific, though. We went to Walmart and bought some crappy thermometers. So, this don't take everything here fully scientifically. I'm not a good thermal engineer or reverse engineer, but I think it'll give you a good impression as to which one we think will do better in this test. So PTC heater versus heat pump in Model 3s. Let's do it. So we're sitting in the Rivian R1T right now filming the intro because it's so bitterly cold outside. But the car on the left is our Tesla Model 3 Performance. It's a 2019, has 119,000 miles on it now, but the heater doesn't seem to be affected. You go to high, that thing cranks. Colton's car, a huge shout out to Colton. Make sure to subscribe to Out of Spec Detailing. He's left his car here at the shop, and what is it? What do we say about Colton's car? It's got, 15,000, 16,000 miles on it. Heat pump car, and we're basically just going to go high heat on auto. So that's why I wanted to use the same car. We have the same cabin space to heat up. Alyssa and I will have thermometers. We're going to film the inside a little bit. We're going to have a timer going, of course. And I really don't know what to expect here other than, I don't know. What do you think is going to be faster to heat up, PTC heater or heat pump?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't have enough experience with the heat pump cars. My Model S has a heat pump, and it rips the heat. So I'm thinking the new car will be faster.
That's what everybody would assume, so yeah.
Yeah, but in extreme cold like this, heat pumps aren't actually so great. Yeah, the PTC heater may have an advantage in frigid temperatures like we are now. So we'll have to see. Which car do you want to take?
I'll take ours.
You want to take ours? I'll take Colton's? Okay, so the procedure will be, we get in the car, we have HVAC turned off right now. We're going to make sure all the windows are completely up. We'll have the... you and I will be in the driver's seat of each vehicle. We can use heated seats.
Oh, okay, good.
No heated steering wheel in Colton's car. Our car doesn't have it, so keep it fair. So we'll use just driver heated seat. The thermometer is going to sit on the non-heated passenger seat.
Okay.
Makes sense? I don't want the passenger seat getting hot and affecting the thermometer.
Right.
So we're going to do it that way. And basically we're just going to go to high, auto. We'll make sure the rear vents are turned on, because we'll have the thermometers in the back, and we just wait and see.
All right.
That's about it.
That's all.
Let's do it. All right, Alyssa, you got a blanket to keep you warm. It's showing literally negative 20 in this one. Crazy cold. Let's make sure that Colton's is showing the same. We have Sentry mode on, but it is showing the same negative 20 in there. So they're both frigid and pegged at minus 20. I'm sure the thermometers aren't fully calibrated, but at least we're using the exact same unit purchase on the same day. We're doing it as best as we can. Now, can you set up the rear ones? Because I'm not totally sure how those work.
I've already set them up. They're on the seat belts. They're actually magnetic. So
oh, no way.
Yeah.
Cool. Do we need to turn those on?
No, they're already going.
They're going.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what they say temperature-wise. Let's take a look at this one. Yeah, what's this one saying? 14. Okay, well, it's not working so hot, is it?
No.
Maybe that's as low as they go.
Actually, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Or wasn't it 32 was as low as they go?
Yeah. So we'll just...
At least they're the same units. But I definitely believe the minus 20 up front. Yeah. So we just need to be really mindful that we turn everything on at the same time. So I think we'll have both the driver window on this car and the passenger window on this car cracked a little bit so we can yell at each other. Yep, just perfect. And then as soon as the test starts, we'll roll them up.
Okay.
All right? Let's do it. It's so cold. Oh my God, those noises are terrible. That poor car. All right, so what we're gonna do is get everything ready to rock and roll here. And we're gonna put the passenger air vents to the side so they don't blow directly on our thermometers. And we're ready to go. So Alyssa, you ready? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Full heat. And we're gonna go here, load the controls, auto on high. And, ooh, right now I don't even have anything spinning up out the front vents. We're gonna go rear vent, rear fan on. And it's just nothing. Okay. Below minus 20 right now. Oh my God, it's so cold. Look, the Tesla is showing negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, I can feel it on my feet spinning up. Oh, I can hear the fans. Fans are kicking on. Wow, heat pump cranking. Heat pump cranking. Let's roll up the window. So there goes that one. Oh, hers is a little stuck. There it goes. Negative 20 degrees. We're on full high, automatic. Rear vents, rear fan is on. As soon as it comes up to the face automatically, I'm going to make sure that that is split away. Oh my gosh, it is so freaking cold in here. So I can already feel, oh my gosh, this window didn't close. Uh-oh, we're doing a disservice to the heat pump. Go window. Thank goodness. Everything else closed, yes. Dang, disadvantage heat pump car. That really won't make much of a difference. It's not even blowing any heat yet. Still freaking cold. Making some weird noises, isn't it? We are now roughly 3 minutes in or so, and just it's coming up on the air vents here. I'm going to go up and to the sides, as we discussed, but I'm going to put this one right on my face for the heat. So it took about 3 minutes for it to blow. I would say still very cold air on my face, but definitely I think warmer than whatever was coming out of my feet. And it's warming up. I can already feel it warming up a little bit quicker, but it's one of those things where like you take an ice bath and then a cold shower still feels pretty good. Wonder how it's doing in the PTC resistive heater car. Interestingly, I just heard the heat pump spin down a little bit. I accidentally clicked off of high, but I don't think that's related because it seems to be spinning down in RPM, but feels like it's under more load. So it went really high RPM, maybe less load, and now it's spinning up again. Interesting. I think we have everything set correct. Rear fan on, just the driver heated seat. I'll keep an eye on the, I'll let you know if anything changes, but for now we'll just keep an eye on this. Still really cold. It is now at minute 7, and I'm starting to feel like meaningful heat is coming out of the vents for the first time. Now I'm starting to say, okay, I can actually start to think about getting warm. 7 whole minutes before we get even a whiff of something nice. It's like a nice warm soup. Heat. Thought my hands were gonna fall off. We are now nearing the 10-minute mark in the heat pump car. I'm just starting to feel a whiff of that heated seat come through. Granted, I do have a pretty thick jacket that I'm sitting on, but I also can like put my hand under here and it's still pretty lukewarm. I would say more heat comes from me than the seat. Not feeling much improvement in heat quality from the 7-minute mark when I said it's starting to feel lukewarm. And definitely not much airflow coming here. Again, we're using auto, but no indication that any's going on the windshield. Also, still quite icy on the windshield. Of course, I could select the defrost profile if I wanted to. But I would say it's slowly getting warmer in here, but not as fast as I would really hope. But again, it's an extreme test. You're at roughly the 12-minute mark, maybe just ahead of it. Again, because I'm using to see how long the clip has been, but we started the test just after. But my feet have gotten colder, my legs have gotten colder. The only thing that's gotten warmer is my face, and not by much. There's very little airflow coming out of the face vents here, as you can see. Most of it, I'm actually not feeling much airflow really anywhere in the car. It sounds like a lot, but I'm not feeling like a blast of air, and nothing real hot yet. Still, I would say almost similar to the 7-minute mark, maybe slightly warmer. This place with indirect heat, this should be one of the coldest parts of the car where we put the thermometers, has just crossed over 0. And if I put my hand in this area, I would believe that, maybe even a bit warmer. I think probably a bit warmer would be my guess. But again, my hands are all messed up from being outside tonight, so I don't have a good gauge of it. And I'm sure this thermometer isn't top spec. Now here at about the 14-minute mark, I am noticing more airflow coming out of the vents, warmer air for sure. My feet are frozen, but definitely much better on the face. My face feels okay. I mean, it's still very cold to the touch, but it's feeling nice to get this air. A 16-minute update for you. The heated seat definitely working well now. Really noticing that for the first time. Again, a thick jacket means longer for it to penetrate through, but I think in this cold you'd be wearing a thick jacket. So really starting to feel the heated seat both on the lower back and the butt. And really noticing an increase in temperature in the car quite rapidly around my face area. There's still very cold spots, like back here behind this seat, frozen back there. I can just feel the chilly air. So it hasn't penetrated the whole cabin, it hasn't filled the cabin evenly, but we're really starting to rip on the heat pump right now. It's really giving it some heat, but we're, again, 16 minutes, something like that, into this thing so far. You can see the thermometer is really going up quickly now. We are now 18 minutes or so, and this is feeling pretty good. I'm feeling nice. Good airflow. Things are really starting to crank now. If I preconditioned the car, this is about what I would expect to get into it. Everything's still cold to the touch. None of the materials have warmed up at all. That's still frozen, but it feels like there's actual heat. Now we're getting nice hot air coming, and that's what I would expect. So wow, almost a 20-minute precondition time I would recommend with this car in extreme cold temperatures. I thought it would have been faster than that personally. It doesn't feel that bad sitting here, but thinking 20 minutes just to get some meaningful heat. Would be really curious to do this test when it's 30 degrees outside and it's much less extreme. How's it going over there? Are you warm?
Yeah, it's getting there, but I think I'm just kind of used to being cold at this point.
Just keep filming the thermometer.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm at 20.
Oh, you're at 20?
What are you
I'm at 35.
Wow.
So I just had a little check-in with Alyssa. Wow, this car is beating. She said it's still cold over there. I would have thought that would have done better personally. But now it's feeling good. Like, I feel like, okay, heated seats ripping in this thing. 22 minutes or so into it. Really getting some meaningful heat. You can see some of the ice is starting to back away on the windshield. I don't think it's blowing any up there. Nope. But I do have these vents going up pretty high. So that side of the car is clear. And yeah, maybe even the steering wheel is getting a little bit less frozen in certain areas. Definitely up top. Not so much on the sides. Wow, the doors are just so cold. That is one thing I noticed actually about driving the Rivian around in the cold is the whole cabin gets so warm. The doors get warm, the seats get warm, the armrests get warm, and it just has a really good spread of HVAC. But both in my Model 3, that gray one, and my Model S, I noticed cold spots throughout the cabin in the same conditions. And so really big props to the Rivian team for actually getting HVAC done so right. Wow. 23 minutes almost into this thing and it's ripping. Listen to that fan cranking, heat pump cranking. We're doing great. Roughly 25 minutes into this thing and now I'm feeling great. This is good. Not quite good enough to take my jacket off, but enough where maybe a couple more minutes. This is where I feel like, okay, car's getting warm. Back seat, that thing says 38 degrees. I don't know how much to trust it, but I can definitely tell that these vents are cranking out the heat right now. And yeah, doing a pretty good job. But definitely these two vents are not enough to rapidly warm up the back of the car, in my impression. But definitely warmer up here for sure. Feeling really nice. Rolling up on the 28-minute mark now. I can just about to start feel my feet. So that's really nice. They're waking up, they're tingling, and really getting some nice warm air on me. At this point, I would say time to unzip the jacket a little bit because it's getting toasty with direct heat. Yeah, I'm feeling nice now. Heated seats going, jacket's getting unzipped. Still, this, where we put the thermometer, is a pretty hard part of the car, of course, because this is, you know, probably the least direct heat going to it. There's no flow in this area. So this is real natural cabin temperature a little bit. And I would argue that this is probably a bit behind where it is, but I would say even this is feeling nice. Like the seat material isn't frozen. It is actually frozen up here, but back here it's a little bit warmer. Must have been the way that the air was circulating. And it's definitely like, okay, it's getting pretty good in here. I would say this is where I feel comfortable. This is about the mark, right? Almost, let's just call it around the 30-minute mark. You know, maybe another couple minutes is when I would actually back it off of high. Actually, let's see what Alyssa thinks over here. So, would you keep it on high if you were driving?
What?
Would you turn it down now, or are you going to keep cranking it?
I mean, I think I'd be okay by now. Especially with the heated seat.
You gotta yell.
With the heated seat, I think I'd be fine.
What?
With the heated seat,
Yeah.
I think I'd be okay.
I think people would want to know, at what point do you take it off of high and put it down one?
Oh, well, that just differs per person.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
Just mention that to the viewers, okay? When you get to that point.
so we're about 30 minutes into this test, and I would say I'm at a comfortable temperature now, but I think within how or when I would turn off high is when it's like feels like it's burning me, or it's like making my eyes hurt. And I'm definitely not at that point, but I am at the point of comfort that I would be fine to drive. But I think that has a lot to do with the heated seat that I have on, because I mean my body is warm, the rest is pretty much warm, and I got about like I think 4 or 5 layers of jackets and clothes and shirts on right now, and I think about 4 layers of socks. And my toes are still cold. But anyways, one thing I've kind of noticed within this car is that the fans, it just sounds like there's different speeds that will happen over time. And also when I was on auto was not the max speed, so I actually manually put it to 10 here, just because I felt as though that was kind of silly and didn't really go with the test too much, because we're trying to heat this up as fast as possible. So you can hear that right there. It just sounded like it went from this side of the car, and now it's more focused on this side of the car, which is weird. I'm not sure if Kyle's experiencing that same thing, but I do want to note that with this car, recently, if it's not on high, it wasn't actually getting very warm. It was like warm enough, but it definitely didn't feel like, and there's the fan goes again, and like it's this like binaural phenomenon that's going on through my ears, and so it would only really crank at high and actually feel as though it was 85 degrees or however high it goes. But at 84, it's felt more like around like mid 70s. So the car itself might be having a problem. It is an older car. The batteries, I think, got 8%. I don't even know. It's not doing too hot, but it's doing very well considering. But it's still standing here. We're at negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit, and currently we just hit 40 degrees here. And then let's see what the back says. Back says 47, which I don't know. Might be the case, might not be. I'm not sure about that back thermometer, but that's okay. This top one, I think we've reached 41. And I would still say I'm definitely at a comfortable temperature now. I just have a blanket, I have layers on. So like I said, in my opinion, I'll be turning off high when it's like making me uncomfortable.
And right around the 36-minute mark, we have reached 70 degrees here. What I'm actually really curious about is, let's go see where the other car is at. So 36 minutes, I would say it's officially hot with direct heat on me. What I'm gonna do is I just moved it slightly away from my face because I was starting to sweat. I'm gonna keep climate on high and keep letting it do its thing. So let's see what happens. But let's just pop out here and have a check on Alyssa and hear some of the noises. You can hear the heat pump going. It spun down a little bit as I got out. So let's go check on Alyssa and see what the temperature is in here. I'm really curious. We're at 70 degrees. Wow, significantly colder in here. Significantly colder. Mine's at 70 degrees on the thermometer. Oh my God. Just sticking my hand in, the other car's so much hotter.
Yeah, and my phone...
Put it back to its spot though.
My phone just got full storage, so...
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Let's keep it going then.
You gotta come
I'll jump in this car with you, and we'll see how it goes. Oh, perfect timing. All right, so this is gonna skew results slightly. I'll be quick. In we go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, this is gonna stay on my lap as such. Wow, so much colder in here. I would say no need to even continue the test.
Really
wow,
cold.
Even on high, there's no fan anymore.
No, that's what I was telling you. There's absolutely nothing. So you're sitting there saying you're like 20 degrees higher than me.
I was sweating.
What the heck is going on here?
I was sweating. I gave you the choice. I thought this car was going to win, honestly. Wow, it's been 40 minutes and it's still frozen in this car.
Yeah, I picked the wrong car.
Why did the fan go?
Like, it's so low. That's why I had to change it because...
Okay, well, maybe you made the right decision.
I did. It was
Wow,
freezing.
What does the rear seat say?
I think around like 40, 50, 53, 52. 52.
Yeah, no comparison. I mean, there's that test right there. Holy smokes. It's still cold in here.
Yeah.
Go sit in the other car. Just get your impression.
No,
No, I want you to get out so you can see it back to back. So jump in the driver's seat of that car. Run really quick. I'm just going to leave the climate on forever. Never shutting it off on this one. Holy smokes. Yeah, it's almost 80 degrees in this one. How's it feel in here?
Yeah, this is what I was describing to everybody, that this is when I would turn it off because it's like the heat is like burning my eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. I was really waiting for that to happen. But it really was not going to happen.
Crazy.
Wow. That is...
Isn't this a huge difference?
Yeah, it's like it's burning my eyes.
Yeah, I even put it a little bit out of the way. And that's on auto.
And the funny part is, like, when I would put it on high, it would tell me I should go to auto and then decrease the temperature inside the car and make it less comfortable.
Well, what it could be doing is the PTC heater may not be getting hot enough and flowing more air through it, through the system, may be preventing it from actually warming up.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
You did what a normal user would do, I would imagine.
100%, yeah.
What's the backseat temperature say on this one?
80.
And this is at 80. Damn. Well, you picked the wrong car, sorry.
I definitely did, but I'm actually glad I picked that car because if I didn't do everything completely correct, I still fiddled around with that one a little bit. So this is very scientific. Mine was just trying to keep myself warm.
Well, I just put it on high and hit auto and just held the phone for 40 minutes.
Yeah, and you're on auto.
Yeah, on auto, and
So,
but let me take it off of Keep Climate really quick. So when you take it off of Keep Climate, I think it's a little bit different auto profile. Maybe not. Feels about the same, actually.
I had none of those on.
Yeah, no, I didn't either.
And yours is at 9.
Yeah.
When I put mine on auto, it went down to 6.
I really think it probably was just waiting for the system to get hot before it blew a lot of air, and by blowing so much air, you may have prevented it from getting hot.
Well, I apologize for my non-scientificness, but I think speed is heat.
I would have never thought the heat pump car would have done well in extreme temperatures. I mean, it took forever, in my opinion, for this to warm up.
Yeah, well, not as forever.
Well, the Rivian's like instant. You hit the heat in that thing and zzz, hot.
Yeah, it is. I would agree. My e-tron, not really.
The e-tron's not as good.
But that's solely because the seats are so dense, and it just takes a little bit longer for the seats to warm up.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, the heat pump car wins. How much influence your not following the testing procedures caused, I don't know.
I don't think it made a big difference.
I think it did. Leave a comment below. But nice work. Thanks for enduring the cold.
Yeah, it was freezing.
I mean, it was freezing in here for a while. For like the first 20 minutes, it was really cold, and then it just went temperature to the max.
Yeah, mine was, I mean, I made a clip, and it's going to be in here, that we're like 30 minutes in, and I was still on auto at that point. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I'm still freezing.
Oh, so you left it in auto for that long?
for as long as I could.
Okay, well that's reasonable then.
But it just didn't get anywhere. And
Yeah.
that's when you rolled down the window and said you're 20 degrees different. I'm like, well, what's going on? And then also I noticed that the fans, like one would stop going and then it'd be more forced on this side, then it would go to this side, and then it would go to this side, and then it would go to this side. It was like
Really, this was very smooth.
You don't. Okay, well, yep. Good thing that these are the newer ones and they work better.
Well, they didn't originally. The heat pumps failed on these originally, and people were freezing in northern Canada. But now I think they got their you-know-what together. Because this thing rocks. Compared to the other car. I was going to say, oh, wow, this really sucks because it took forever to warm up. But in the context of that one, yeah, I think we just leave the climate on all the time in that car.
Yeah, my eyes are really burning.
Yeah. All right, well, what do you say you end this thing, Alyssa?
All right, we'll see you guys on another one. Bye-bye.